ladies, and who gives a damn about the gentlemen. Tonight, we introduce you to the hottest, sexiest Texas tag team to ever hit Wildside, the Texas Treats.
Oh, slow it down, Don Juan.
But we're the Texas Treats.
Hey, save your energy. You know wrestling tonight? Brandon P. and Brett Anthony. We've had women tougher than that, if you know what I mean. So save your energy. We have enough time to dance tonight.
And believe me, ladies, tonight we will dance. And Brandon P., Brett Anthony, tonight, you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Well, you don't mean ding and dong.
Or vice versa. I thought dong was all right. Ding needed a lot of work.
Brett Anthony and Brandon P., up-and-coming tag team here. We talk about again, ad nauseum, the competitiveness of the tag team division in Wildside. Just two more up-and-coming teams looking to make a mark, and both teams are hungry. So we see the newly debuting Texas Treats. Hey!
Do we have to call them that? Can we just call them Don Juan and Chris Marvel?
It'd probably be better.
I mean, it's more.
Be a lot easier on my stomach.
Yeah, it's more syllables, but regardless, Texas Treats is like something Nabisco would come up with. Maybe in barbecue flavored.
Mesquite.
That's probably more appropriate.
Waistlock by Don Juan.
Geographic here. As a Brett Anthony.
Reversal. But Brett Anthony's got the hammerlock applied.
Brandon P. Fairly recent times was gunning for some junior heavyweight gold held presently by Fast Eddie. It was a long, arduous battle. Did not come up trumps. I mean, Brandon P.'s realizing that tag teams is the way to go for him. And Brett Anthony is definitely an able tag team partner at the department.
So Brett Anthony's a newcomer, but he's showing a lot of fires. They're impressive. Seems to be popular with the young ladies. There's a nice kip up by Brett Anthony. Oh, slap to the face. That wasn't too nice. Neither was that, but it was certainly a receipt. Side headlock there, again by Anthony.
I guess Brett Anthony's slap is bigger than Don Juan's. And size is everything when it comes to slaps.
Up and over. Anthony ducks a clothesline and is successfully connective with the forearm and an elbow.
Forearm, yeah.
And a drop kick.
Say it drop kicks from tall wrestlers such as Brett Anthony, and I'd say that really, when it hits the mark, that's got to be most painful. Like that's even a bad drop kick's got to hurt. Don Juan hanging on, but Chris Marvel gets a hip toss for his efforts. Here we go again.
Now, there's your Texas Treat right there.
Maybe it's an hors d'oeuvre.
What do they have in Texas? The steers and something else. I can't remember what the other is.
Oh, Texas toast. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm glad I can answer your question here, Dan. Brandon P. Boy, the big forearm. Make that shoulder onto Chris Marvel.
Nice arm drag takeover. Brandon P. applying the pressure to the arm there. Well, Don Juan has certainly shown a lot of improvement in his in-ring game when he can get his mind off of the goofiness. I don't know, these guys are so self-absorbed, but it's almost comical to a point because it always is their undoing time and time again. And only when they overcome that obstacle will they then be a successfully competitive tag team in Wildside. They've come close on their own right, separately on a few occasions. See what happens here. Brett Anthony now still laying a pounding to Don Juan. Wait a minute, reversal by the self-proclaimed Latin heartthrob. Nice tag team work. How about the Texas Treats? 2 count.
And Chris Marvel not liking the counting abilities of referee Speedy Nelson. Oh boy, big elbow, leveling Brett Anthony. Chris Marvel zooming in for a pin, only barely a 2 count. And Brett Anthony's trying to shake a few cobwebs loose here. Yet another forearm.
Little forearms flying. Drop kick there by Don Juan. Oh, come on!
And that the point of that was what exactly, Don? And Brandon P has seen enough from the eternally cocky Don Juan. But unfortunately, that leaves Chris Marval with an opportunity to go after Brett Anthony.
But Don Juan just taunting Brandon P over here.
And unfortunately, all this taunting is not doing Brett Anthony any favors. Speedy Nelson in for a pin. I'll tell you, maybe 1 second sooner, if Speedy Nelson would have gotten there, we would have had this match, would have been over with, and the Texas Treats, would have won their first ever Wildside match.
Brett Anthony with a boot up. Goes up, lands behind Don Juan. Roll through there. Anthony off the ropes, right into Chris Marval.
Chris Marval certainly paying more attention to this match than Don Juan was. Seeing a charging Brett Anthony, gets a forearm up. And Marval making sure that Brett Anthony stays a long ways away from the tagging hands of Brandon P. Brett Anthony trying as hard as he can to push Marval closer to that corner. Tag has been made. In comes Brandon P, but alas, Speedy Nelson did not see that tag, despite the fact they're actually in the corner, Rod.
And Brandon P is incredibly irate at this point. Wait a minute.
Boy, I tell you, the Texas Treats with that phantom tag.
Dropping a Texas treat of their own with that neckbreaker combo on Brett Anthony.
Yeah, I never get enough of that.
God, would you please stop?
Perhaps the worst dancer in pro wrestling this side of Fred Ottman. That's what I think this is.
I just can't stand it.
You're one of several thousand.
My stomach turns.
As the stomach turns, but Brett Anthony is firing back. Series of fists to the face.
Brett Anthony turned the momentum in midair and landed on Don Juan. Smart maneuver. And now time to seize an opportunity.
Looks like the back of Don Juan is hurting that interchange, which might affect his dancing. Probably make it even worse. Yahoo! Brett Anthony slowly, and I mean slowly, crawling away to the tagging hands of Brandon P. and success. Speedy Nelson saw that one. And I think Chris Marval saw a clothesline too.
Hip toss by Brandon P. There's the back elbow. The more experienced member of this tag team is coming in to take the reins.
Brandon P. cleaning up.
Nice power slam there. Don Juan with the infamous back chop.
It's actually notorious.
The notorious
There
back
you go.
chop.
And Don Juan setting, oh, good heavens, line tag. Don't think he sees Brett Anthony. He sees him now.
Blockbuster by Anthony. Marvel has him, no. Brandon P's got Chris Marvel. There's the drop zone. Anthony with the cover. I do believe we can call this one a night.
The winners of the match, Brandon P. and Brett Anthony.